Hello friends, welcome to episode 42 of Cocktails for a Crisis. We've got a special guest bartender, Velvita, here. Was feeling not very joyful about making drinks tonight, and Velvita always brings us joy. So Erica had the great idea of getting her to come in here and be with us while we did this tonight.
She's the bartender.
She's the bartender. Oh yeah, that's really terrible. I think guest bartender is better. And she's probably not going to stay when I stop scratching her, but, you know, at least you got to see her, and hopefully she brought you some joy. All right, Velvita, you want to sit and watch me make drinks, or do you want to go run away? That's what I thought. It's okay. So tonight we're going to make something really easy, a style of drink, the highball, because I got these great highball glasses from Erica for Christmas. Look at those, aren't those pretty? So highballs are basically liquor and usually some sort of carbonated beverage over ice. And they're a little bit lighter to drink, but the carbonation brings out a lot of the flavor. And it's like a scotch and soda is a classic highball. I think I made one of those indulgences soda for you months ago. And then Eric and I, one of our go-tos is the, we call it a bourbon and soda, but it's a bourbon highball. So I'm going to make one of those, which is super easy. And then I'm going to make a fancier one for you called a Bermuda highball. So a little bit of history. I was looking in one of my favorite bartending books, Gary Reagan's The Joy of Mixology. And then I was also looking at this one that Erica got me for Christmas called Drink What You Want by John DeBerry. This is a good bartending guide too. And learned that part of the history of the highball is it has to do with trains, because in the 19th century, trains, if they had enough water in them to go the distance, there was a little ball that floated in the water tank, and if it was a highball, it could really go the distance. And so these drinks were allegedly brought to the United States from England in around 1894. I think it is some British actor brought it over. Another interesting fun fact about highballs is that you can get canned highballs in Japan. They've had them there for years, and I know now there's sort of a canned cocktail craze. I never have one here in the United States, but I think they may be here now. But anyway, Japan started the sort of canned highball thing. So it's super easy, and so you basically fill your highball glass, which is usually 10 to 12 ounces. In volume, but it's, as you see in the fall, you fill it with ice. There we go. And we're going to make a bourbon and soda or a bourbon highball here, because that's what Erica thought she would drink tonight. Fill it up with ice there. And then I learned a technique when I was reading this DeBerry book about sandwiching your whiskey within soda, so you don't have to stir it as much to preserve some of the carbonation. So we'll put a little bit of soda in there, and then we're going to put 2.5 ounces of bourbon, like so, and then we will go ahead and add the rest of the seltzer. There we go. I still am going to stir it. See, it doesn't look like it's mixed up. Go ahead, give it a little stir. I think I'm going to go back to my old technique. Look at that. That's a pretty drink. The glass makes a big difference. But we drink these on Fridays a lot. So it's the bourbon soda, the bourbon highball. It's good, and that carbonation kind of brings out the bourbon flavor, you know, and you can sort of get some of the complexity there. Some people think that's sort of sacrilegious to take a decent whiskey and put club soda with it, but I mean, I wouldn't do a single malt or like a super really fine one myself, but there are some cocktails out there that use like really single malt and club soda. So the next one we're going to make, which is a little bit more fancy, is the Bermuda highball, and I'm going to make this one without ever having tasted it, so it might suck. We'll see. So this one's got 3/4 ounce of gin, of brandy and of dry vermouth. So we'll put 3/4 of an ounce of gin. Thought I'd use Tanqueray tonight. And 3/4 of an ounce of brandy. Some good Wisconsin. Always makes you think of Wisconsin when I have the brandy. 3/4 of an ounce of that. It's kind of an odd combination. And then some dry vermouth. There you go. Put that in there. And then you're going to use ginger ale. Like I said, it's some kind of carbonated beverage you'll use. And so this one calls for ginger ale. So we'll top it off with that. There we go. I'll give it a little ice. Okay. And then you add a lemon twist to this one. Oils in there, add the color.
Do you know why it's called a Bermuda?
I don't know why it's called a Bermuda highball. I just found it in this cocktail app when I was looking at different highballs, and it didn't give me the history. And it wasn't I didn't see it in one of the fancy books I've got. So anyway, did I stir? I stirred it, didn't I? No, I didn't stir it. I need to stir it. Go. In there like so. Let's see. I mean, it's the first time I've ever tried it. That's not bad. It's interesting. It's different. No, I like it. I like it. So anyway, it's Happy New Year. I haven't wished you a Happy New Year yet because I think this is our first one since the New Year's happened. It's been a rough year, very rough year. Hopefully this year's going to be better. I know it's going to be better. And vaccines flowing. It's not flowing as quickly as everybody would like, but it's flowing. So hopefully they'll get their act together, all the different health agencies, and get that stuff going. And the companies will get the factories churning, and we'll all be vaccinated in a few months, 4 or 5 months maybe. But anyway, whatever happens, keep wearing your mask, be safe. Be smart, take care of everybody else, and Happy New Year. Cheers.